How many of y'all been feeling this Mercury retrograde? Hmm? I gotta sit back on this one. Not only is this Mercury retrograde that is here from the 29th of June to the 23rd of July, not only is it really putting us in a retrospective position to look at some things, it's also pulling back a reminder of the Jupiter in Cancer transit. So I'm going to explain a bit of that. And I don't know about y'all, but Mercury has been working me. That's why you see all the late videos. Like, I've been having all kind of technology. This is the most active Mercury retrograde that I've ever been in, that have affected so much of my technology, my space, my time, things that I've had to redo, undo, or just sit with it. Really sit with it. So let's look at some of that and what's happening, because I really want us to get an understanding of Mercury retrograde, which most people are afraid of, but I'm not. I usually like Mercury retrograde because it really gives you, it's a chance to say, hold up, don't have that conversation yet, don't have that meeting yet, not because it's bad, but because it wants you to think before you do certain things. It wants you to recover something that you may have left, right, or left out. So it's about respecting. The operative part of the word in retrograde is re, which means to do again, to do over, right? So it's about respecting, which respect is to relook. So respecting or relook at the revelations through the challenges of trials and tribulations from family, home life, with emotional upstirs that call for, from life with emotional upstirs that call for like emotional strength, emotional resilience, emotional healing. With the Jupiter in Cancer transit that came first to expand our view and vision to what is happening, in order to expand our wisdom to what no longer serves us in these situations. I want us to really get this, because a lot of us misinterpret Mercury, and particularly in regards to this Jupiter in Cancer transit. It is not to bring you down, but you're gonna go through something emotional, because Cancer is about family life, home life. It's about emotions. Why do we think it's so emotional? Nothing affects our emotions more than family and home. People that we call our family and home affects our emotions. Also, the sacral body, the sacral chakra, which is the emotional body, which is mostly thrown out of alignment by relationships, because nothing affects emotions more than relationships. Make all the connections that you can while you're hearing this. It didn't come, right? This is to speak to the Mercury in retrograde and the Cancer and the Jupiter in Cancer. It didn't come to ruin our homes. It came to evolve our homeostasis, right? To evolve our homes and our homeostasis. It came to liberate our souls from parasitic entanglements that host misappropriated attachments in the flesh. Ooh, I just got a what do you call it? Truth bumps. I call them truth bumps. I felt that sensation. So let me repeat that. It came to liberate our souls from parasitic entanglements that host misappropriated attachments in the flesh through personal will, which distracts us from the divine will. We can't see the divine will when our own will is in the way, and we are all up in our personal when it comes to attachments, anything to do with the home, right? Mercury retrograde came to stop us in our tracks with the full moon on the 29th, for those of you who remember, to pull up, for those of you who see me talk about that, pull up our attention to what really needs to be adhered to, right? To what is revealed during timely upheaval, as a reminder to what has been taking place but being ignored. So that pull up happened to remind us, hey, this has been taking place, but you haven't been seeing it. Even if you, not to say you were ignoring it intentionally, but you haven't been seeing it. And in that case, energetically, you're saying, I'm ignoring this. A lot of us don't realize the energetic conversations that we're having by simply being neutral or not partaking in what we need to. Right? So if something is showing up as a repeated dysfunction, it is really the lack of recognition. It is the lack of our recognition that is causing it to be repeated. Things are repeated because we don't get it. It's like the universe is saying, okay, you didn't get it, here you go, here you go, here you go. Right? So, and with that said, take time, TTT, take time to review in the retrograde with a retrospective view. Review what that is for you. So what I'm going to give you is some questions you can look at. Again, for those of us who are going to be in the live tonight, because we're doing a live. If you didn't see it in the first video, let me mention it here. We're doing a live for the 7/7 portal for the Sirius Gateway at 7 o'clock with a 7:07 p.m. meditation. So look out for that. So we'll go some more. Also, we'll share some more and have questions for what's going on in this retrograde. But here's some questions you can look at. What came up for you in the past year with Jupiter in Cancer, particularly with family, right? You may want to rewind this and write it down again. Write it to really look at this. What came up again during the full moon window and when Mercury hit retrograde? What happened on the 29th particularly? Think back to these dates. What came up when Chiron entered Taurus on the 19th of June on the summer solstice, and on the 21st when the sun highlighted the Chiron in Taurus with the sextile, allowing it to be brought to the surface with the sun? What happened in the retrograde so far since the 29th till now? What has been happening in the retrograde? And what has been revealed through the light codes in the Sirius Gateway from 7-3 to 7-7? These are questions you can use to help connect the dots, to help you really pinpoint and see what it is, because that's what this Mercury retrograde is giving us an opportunity to do. It's like that last slingshot back, because Jupiter has already entered into Leo. It has left Cancer right after the retrograde. So it's like it happened at the point where Mercury was like, hold up, let me pull back. And when Mercury goes back, it's going over that passage, that path that it took as it was going forward through Cancer, in which Jupiter was in Cancer at that time. So as it takes you back in time, as it retrogrades you back, retrospects you back, it's also having you look at what you did not get while Jupiter was in Cancer. So although Jupiter left Cancer, Mercury is giving us an opportunity in space and time to get what we did not get from Jupiter in Cancer while Jupiter has already left. So a lot of us are not looking at the benefits of this retrograde, as uncomfortable as it may be, right? And so we'll talk more about that in the live. So before I go, let me say this. The reason why the Jupiter in Cancer transit is so important to extract, and why Mercury retrograde is micromanaging, remember, with the micro moon, so it's micromanaging, is because we need, capital NEED, we need to release the densities that are held in our misappropriations and misconceptions with family/home that greatly affects our emotional body and confuses the circuits in our nervous system. In order, listen why, in order to remove the resistance and free the flow of energy in motion, which is true emotions, to unlock the dormant codes, and here's the key part, to unlock the dormant codes in our DNA that diffuses the junk and reinforces the infusion of our cosmic codes, the God encryption of our spiritual blueprint in our DNA. It don't get no sharper than that. If that don't explain it, I don't know what to tell you. If you're not for your dormant codes, simply put, it's just saying that it needs to happen to remove the junk out of the way. These things that block us, the misconceptions about family and home life, the misappropriated attachments that we have to bloodline. It's extracting all of that to free up the flow so we can get our cosmic codes. We can tap into that God encryption. And that's why this is an important move. For those of us who are true ones ascending on the timeline, it's going to free up more space in your flow, in your conduit of light. Ashe. So please, if you looked at it any other way, look at Mercury as a blessing that is helping you to get what you need to get. You didn't get it in the past year. Here's your opportunity to get it right now, right here with Mercury. Peace.